Customer pain points are not just background information. They should shape the bid strategy. That means they should influence what we lead with, what we prove, what we leave out, what we challenge, and how we structure the answer. A common mistake is to identify customer pain, but then to write a fairly generic response anyway. The team may say the customer is worried about complaints, but the answer still starts with a broad process description. Or the customer is concerned about mobilisation risk, but the answer still reads like a standard mobilisation method. Or the customer wants better data, but the response becomes a feature list of systems rather than a story about decisions, transparency and outcomes. That is a missed opportunity. Pain should change emphasis. It should make the answer feel like it was built for this customer, not adapted from a library. A useful chain of thought is pain point, evaluator concern, answer emphasis, evidence choice, commitment or control. Let's make that practical. If the pain point is poor customer experience, the evaluator concern may be, will this supplier protect our reputation and reduce complaints? So the answer emphasis should not simply be we have a contact centre. It should lead with accessibility, vulnerability support, first contact resolution, escalation routes, quality monitoring, complaint learning and customer visibility. The evidence should include complaint response times, quality assurance outcomes, lessons learned, customer satisfaction, training records, or a case study where service improvements reduced avoidable contact. The commitment should be specific. Who owns the process, what the response times are, how issues are logged, how trends are reviewed, and how learning is reported back to the client. Another example, if the pain point is unstable performance, the evaluator concern may be, will this supplier have enough control to recover issues before they become serious? The answer emphasis should lead with governance, KPIs, early warnings, root cause analysis, named owners and escalation. The proof should include dashboard examples, performance trends, audit outcomes, action closure rates, or examples of underperformance being corrected. A third example, if the pain point is fear of transition, the evaluator concern may be, will mobilisation disrupt the service? So the answer should lead with continuity, phased implementation, dependency control, data assurance, named mobilisation leads, risk management and hypercare. The evidence should include previous mobilisation milestones achieved, current system knowledge, transition risk logs, training completion, or examples of go live delivered without service interruption. This is the important habit. Do not just answer the question, answer the worry behind the question, because evaluators rarely score in a purely mechanical way. They're also asking themselves, do I trust this bidder? Have they understood us? Have they reduced my risk? Can I see how this will work? Customer pain helps us answer those hidden questions. It also helps us choose evidence. Without pain-led strategy, teams often include too much proof. They try to show everything, every system, every process, every credential, every feature, every example, but not all proof is equally useful. The best proof is the proof that removes the customer's concern. If the customer is worried about legal risk, show lawful process, controls, sign-off, auditability and examples that work now. If the customer is worried about income leakage, show reconciliation reporting, financial controls, exception handling and transparency. If the customer is worried about local disruption, show local mobilisation, stakeholder communication, operational continuity and named accountability. If the customer is worried about being sold innovation that never arrives, show delivery governance, approval gates, pilots, benefits tracking and realistic phasing. This also helps us avoid over-answering. A bid does not become stronger because it says more, it becomes stronger because it says the right things in the right order with the right proof. Before drafting any high-weight answers, use two sentences. The first is, the customer is likely worried that. The second is, therefore, this answer must prove. For example, the customer is likely worried that service change will create disruption. Therefore, this answer must prove continuity, name control and tested mobilisation. Or the customer is likely worried that technology claims will not translate into better decisions. Therefore, this answer must prove how data changes operations, reporting and management action. Those two sentences can transform a storyboard. They move the team away from describing capability and towards building confidence. That is what bid strategy really is. It's not a slogan. It's a disciplined set of choices based on what the customer needs to believe. So when you find a customer pain point, do not park it in the background. Turn it into answer emphasis. Turn it into proof, turn it into control, turn it into reason to trust us. That is how pain becomes strategy.